Good morning. The other day I was talking with someone about holiness and what a unique concept that is in much of our vocabulary and much of our thinking. So many people believe that holiness belongs to the saints, to those who've lived heroic, extraordinary lives, who've put faith and kindness and altruism and generosity at the heart of their lives and extended that gift to others. And the more I talked with this individual, the more I was able to share that actually holiness is a much broader concept than that. What I think holiness is, what I try to live in my own life, and I'm sure what many of you live in your own lives as well, is this sense that my life does not belong to myself. I'm steward of the time that I have while I am here on this planet. Steward of the gifts that I've been given. Steward of the opportunities that arise before me. That none of this belongs to me, and yet it's all in my care to execute well. Do people recognize God? Do people see the divine in you and in your work? Do they pause when you're interacting, wondering what actually is it that animates him? What is it that undergirds her choices? So often it will stand out because living a life of holiness, of putting others first, of being steward, of holding carefully and loosely all that we've been given, and yet moving forward, is completely countercultural. Everything we are taught through media and advertising, and often even in our schools, is to put ourselves first, to be the ones around whom our life revolves, and that everything we choose should be what makes us happy. And that everything we do and how we operate in business and in pleasure is all about what satisfies our need. And that actually is what makes holiness a challenge for us. We chafe sometimes saying, yeah, but what's wrong with that? Everybody else is doing it. Holiness is setting aside what I prefer for what helps God to be present in the moment. That is not something we complete and accomplish in our lifetime. As you well know, it's something that we choose over and over again, and therefore it's this dynamic, ongoing, lifelong process. My roommate and I had planted some tomato bushes just a little while back here. Got a late start. And I had them spread into 2 points of the yard, and she did that. I did that last year as well. And she said to me, she said, why don't we put them next to each other? Because I've heard that when the tomato bushes are next to one another, it's not just that they cross-pollinate, it's that they talk to each other in other organic ways that allows the fruit to develop more fully, quickly, more healthily. Is that a word? So we did that. And I'm not kidding you. The bushes are now producing fruit in a way that they did not when they were at two different parts of the yard. So maybe that has something to do with holiness too, with our reflection this morning. Put yourself in proximity to people who think like you do, who are working on things like you are, who are attempting to be a light and bring light into the situations of their lives. Together, it becomes more possible. And remember, it's not about us shining, this beautiful Catholic tradition of a halo over the head of the holy people. Not at all. It's simply about surrendering control of my life to the God who loves me and asking that God then to utilize my life, my opportunities, my gifts, my strengths, my joy, to spread joy in the world. We become that partner to the divine. That is holiness. Spend some time today. Reflect. How do I do that? How could I perhaps do that a little better?